percent more wealthy than people who rent because of equity, because of appreciation. And equity is a fancy word. So anytime you make a mortgage payment, right? It's like real estate like having a small bank. Having a house is having a small bank. Every time you make a payment and you make a mortgage payment, you're doing two things. One, you're creating equity in that property. That 10 years from now, like my kids are 16, 13, and 12. My daughter's 16. When she wants to go to college, I can put equity out of my home to help pay for college if I wanted to. Or if I want to go buy a new Ferrari, I can. Or put a down payment on the Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go have a midlife crisis, whatever I want to do, right?
Sounds like a good plan.
You know what I'm saying? But I had that option now because I have equity that I have built in that home. So once again, paying that mortgage built equity. You can't do that with rent, right? You can't do that rental payments. When you pay that rent, it's gone. You don't see it, right? Second thing, a lot of people don't know when you have a mortgage payment at the end of the year, they give you a statement. The interest you pay on your mortgage is now a tax write-off. So every year I got to $2,000 credit that I can use. I get back from the government for my mortgage payment. You don't get that rent, which once again adds to the fact that makes me not saying wealthier, but it adds to my wealth as a person for the person who rents. So that's why I said real estate is really the way to go.
Yeah, man, man, I can't believe, hey, you come down here, man, you and.
No, I told her, hey,
I'm like, man,
this is a good opportunity. Hey,
I gotta show a house after this, so I'm good.
Yeah, no, listen, like, hey, my thing is adding value to whoever comes.
Yeah, I'm okay. It's fine.
Yeah, so I mean, I about to say, we can talk about a lot of different things encompassing in real estate, but specifically anything you want us to cover?
No, man, I'm just here. I just opened up the space. I usually start off with a little bit about what I did, but pretty much say what I did in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a guy that's one of our bankers that I want to introduce you guys to, but I could just do that after the fact. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, for me, I'm about, the information.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Getting the information to, our community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because my whole goal is I'm trying to get brothers from where I come from to, learn this system.
Yeah.
And thrive in that because they already got the hustle in them.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to pull them in where, like, bro, you get rich in the street, but you can get wealthy in the system.
Mm-hmm. That's a whole bar there. No, that's good right there.
Thank you.
And shoot, we can get into that because I know a lot of us, especially in our community, don't know how to leverage real estate to do just that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of different ways you can actually do it with less than. When people think real estate, you need to have a lot of money. You really don't. They got so many programs in place, especially for for us that we're taking advantage of.
Right.
And you could be as young as 18 and invest in real estate right about now. And even with the interest rate being high they are, you just gotta learn. I feel like this: when you learn the rules of the game, you know how to play. Right, and that's all it is.
Right.
So I'm sorry, introduce ourselves before we get into it, right?
Me,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
My name is Janajah Bragg. I'm originally from Toledo, Ohio. I moved to Cleveland in January. It'll be 7 years. So I've been in Cleveland for 7 years. Prior to real estate, I was a forensic case manager down at the courts in Cleveland.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I loved that job, but COVID happened and I didn't have anything to do, so I took my real estate class, passed, and I'm here now, and it's been a little bit over a year, so it's a little background.
And thank you, by the way, because she's being modest with that, but she's a great real estate agent, by the way.
I'm a little nervous too, because this is what he do. I don't do this, so if he asks me to.
My name is Brandon Gates. We both work for a black-owned brokerage in Cleveland, Dream Team Realty, and we love just talking to our people about real estate. Our broker, Julius Cartwright, if you say real estate in Cleveland, his name probably comes up. But this is what we do. We love talking to people, love informing our people. And once again, I know for me, when I first bought a home, when I was married, me and my ex-wife, no one inside of the family had ever bought a house before. So we didn't know anything. We just knew we wanted a house, but we didn't know that what all came with that. And then I remember, for me, when I became a real estate agent, it wasn't like out of necessity because I needed the job. It was more so like I run into too many people who think rent is the way to go. And not understanding that when you rent, you're giving away equity, appreciation. These things actually create wealth in our community, and we don't understand that. And I'm like, we gotta do something about that. So my reason for real estate agent is to actually take care of people versus, I like making the money, don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? But once again, it's too often I run into people and they don't understand the rules of the game. So my whole reason behind it was just educating our people, which we're doing right now. So thank you guys for coming tonight, by the way. So, shoot. I mean, we can get right into it. Like, so, I know, thank you guys for coming tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, so let me ask y'all, when it comes to real estate, what things are y'all interested in doing?
I don't know, I guess it's the basic rundown. Okay, how would I get a mortgage?
How you get a mortgage?
Yeah.
That's a great question. So, I'm gonna say, I'll let you go first if you want to. Or we'll go off each other. I got you. So, if you wanna get a mortgage, right? First things first. I tell my clients, position yourself is the most important part when it come to it all, because the bank's gotta give you the loan, right?
Right.
So you gotta make yourself look appealing to the banks.
Right.
So off top, I tell everybody, consecutively working for 2 years. Now you have had a moment where you went from this job to the next job, but you can't have a large gap in between that time, right?
Right.
Or if you have your own business, you had to have had 2 years worth of tax returns to show that you made a profit in your business, right? So if you have your own LLC or your own business, 2 years worth of tax returns showing that you're making enough profit, because that's how they base off how much you can quote unquote afford as far as mortgage, right? So, but typically a lot of people got a 9 to 5, right? Cool. Like I said, you don't have no gaps in employment. That's one, right? 2, same thing, 2 years worth of tax returns, right? Then pay stubs for the last 6 months, bank statements for the last 6 months also. I'll get into down payment later on, but down payment plays a part. And now, a lot of times, a lot of different places, they incentivize you to once, let's say, I'm bad with places down in Akron, I know Cleveland. So Cleveland is a lot of different places, like Euclid, Cleveland Heights. They have down payment assistance programs to incentivize you to want to move there. So they'll take care of it, but the banks want to see that you already have money in place already.
Right.
So typically, a lot of people think you don't need a lot of money. 3.5% of what the house is valued, which you need to have in the bank. That's it. So math is my strong point. So for this one, we're gonna use some simple numbers. So if I got a $100,000 house, I'm looking at 3.5 of that is only $3,500, which is a tax return if you ask me.
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand that. You just, instead of blowing that money on the trip to Las Vegas or whatever it is you blow your money on, save that money, use it for down payment for a house. And this is another tidbit that I'm gonna tell y'all. I tell all my clients. So a lot of times I meet with people, I tell them on top, like, all right, let's come up with a plan, right? Let's say if you are, a lot of my clients are women. That's one. Because they're moms and they're single moms, they can't work 2 jobs.
Right.
So I tell them, cool, that's not a problem. I tell them off top, create an LLC around what you do, like doing hair. You find yourself buying hair products all the time, create an LLC around it. A lot of people don't know, when you create an LLC, deductions that you would have paid for that hair is for your quote unquote business now. So take me for instance. I'm telling you, be a real estate agent. I also have a business. Let me at least stop doing quotation. I have a podcast, but the equipment I would have paid for the podcast are not deduction for my business.
Right.
So I literally, to this day, I just looked at the other day, I have up to $9,400 in deductions. Guess what? I'm getting that back from the government.
Right. Okay, so you can do the deductions.
Exactly.
Off of that to create your tax return.
Exactly. And that's now my down payment to, if I wanted to, a house. You get what I'm saying?
I do, because I've been doing my own taxes for my business for 12 years. And I just never been able to figure out how to properly deduct things and it actually benefit me, because I've been self-employed for 12 years as well. I've been wanting a home. I'm not very good with money. I know how to make it, I don't know how to save it.
Yeah.
So I don't even want to buy a home. What I want to buy is a business, a building space for my business. I'm tired of coming in and out of different shops, and I'm not creating the wealth that I need. I need something. I need a way to figure that out.
Okay, and that's a good one too. So when it comes to commercial, my understanding, you play the game of Monopoly, same ordeal, right? So they want to see that you have something to leverage for collateral. So always based on collateral, right? The job is collateral for if you got 9 to 5 to get that house, right? With commercial estate, you gotta have some collateral in the same regard. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to buy a commercial building, I gotta have either a sizable down payment or have some real estate underneath me or some of large amount collateral for the banks. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So-
if you already got a small home, you can, that's the
Leverage that.
Leverage that, exactly.
So getting a home would be a cool move to make first.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Does that work with the houses too? Like, what if I already got a small house and then I wanna get like a house that's 250?
So, if y'all, I don't know if you're on Instagram, but it's a guy, his name's MG the Mortgage Guy, I love him.
Say it again.
MG the Mortgage Guy,
Yeah, I heard it.
yeah.
Mhm.
He called, I'm gonna use what he says, he called it the 4-3-2-1 method, right? So what a lot of people don't know with a FHA loan or a lot of conventional loans, you can get up to a 4-unit property before it becomes commercial, right? And what a lot of people know, that helps you qualify a lot faster than a single family home because they're leveraging your potential rental income as your overall income. So let's say, for instance, let's say you work, and that's why I tell kids who are like 18, like, listen, bro, you've been working at McDonald's since you're 16, you got tax returns, cool. We can use your McDonald's job to get you a four unit property because all we need is those tax returns, and they'll use your $20,000 you're making a year. And let's say for the sake of simple numbers, say for each unit you rent out or $1,000. So that's $3,000 every month for 12 months. 3 times 12 is what? 36,000.
36.
So now he went from 20,000 to now 55,000 in income. So that means he has more potential to buy property now. You know what I'm saying? So then when he gets
So
old,
they were willing to grant you the loan if you got the tax returns.
was that that too? Yep.
Okay.
So and this is how a lot of us come real estate investors. So now for that 1 year, now you live rent free. So imagine you live rent free. So you can save that money, right? From being rent free, now so let's say his mortgage is like, for simple numbers, $1,500. So the other $1,500 he can now save. Of course, you want to save for expenses, bills, all that good stuff. But let's say after he pays all everything off, he has an extra $1,500 in his pocket. He saved that money. Next year, he's like, you know what? I want to buy another property, another multi-family property, right? Takes the money from that, puts his down payment. So now the only trick with after he leveraged that one loan, he now has to put down 20% for his next property, which is not a hard act considering that he had all his money saved up.
Right.
And then so on and so forth until he decided one day, hey, I want to get married. And he tells his wife, hey, I want this house in, I don't know, what's a fancy place? I don't know. Let's say
7 Hills.
7 Hills, yeah. So now the money he has coming in, the rent income he has coming in, now pays for that dream home. Or if you want to travel the world, he now can use that money to travel the world with because he has these properties in place.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's not saying let me say it's not easy, but it's possible.
It's definitely possible.
It's definitely possible. So yeah. I'm sorry, I'm over here just talking.
No, you're okay.
She's cool.
Jumping in when I need to.
Yeah. But that's my biggest thing. I think for us, we don't understand what's possible because we just think, hey, boy, that's all us in here. We think it's only a white people thing.
Yeah.
White people been doing this for a long time. It's just now, you know what I'm saying, we just not getting to the table. And that's fine, because now when we got it, we about to take it off with it, right? Because that's what we do. Sports, politics, whatever it may be, once we in there, we in there, right? So same thing with real estate. My thing is, just like I said, when you know the rules of the games, you know what I'm saying, you know how to play it well. But I know with us, it's usually credit. Credit is the biggest thing. So we know off top, they have programs that are made for us, unfortunately, but it's real. With 580 credit score, get you qualified. And 580 is not a hard ask. You ask me.
So if you already got a credit score of a 580 or better, then you can just get qualified off the rip.
Listen,
If you have the tax returns and
Right.
everything else.
everything else, yeah. So everyone thinks you need like a 700 credit score to qualify. You don't.
Right. So you need 580.
580 is not that. It's not that far away from 700. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So once again, but the only thing about it, it's always a trade-off. Mind you, if it sounds too good to be true, sometimes it is. With that 580 credit score, that means interest is gonna be a little bit higher than a normal person's. But in time, you know, since your service stand change, everything
How much
changes
you
over
think
time.
APR is right now? Like what, 8, 9?
What is it?
Well, they just came to talk to us yesterday, and they said it was about 7.
Like 7.
So it's going down just a little bit.
And then they talking about as the years progresses, it's gonna get even lower than that. But now, mind you, with that happening though,
Right.
I understand the market changes with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, right, for sure.
A lot of people think just because you have a lower interest rate, it's the best time to actually buy a house. It can be and it can't be, because you have a lower interest rate, but you have way more competition.
Exactly.
So like take 2020 for example, people were buying houses 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, $100,000 over asking price just to get in a house for 3%.
Right.
So like, did it even make sense?
No, it didn't even seem to balance out. The numbers sound stupid for me.
But people were doing that. Like, I ran into so many issues with people doing stuff like that, and it's getting a little bit better now. But just because it's their lower interest rate doesn't mean it's always the best market to look into.
There's still a home shortage a little bit.
Yeah. So inventories are low because of that interest rate. A lot of people who got that 3%, they don't want to move.
They want to move.
And get a higher interest rate and think that it's gonna, cost them more, but in reality,
You already paying whatever you thought you was avoiding anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But this is my thing, like, everyone said, what's the best time to get in now?
Yeah, really.
No.
So how can
How
I
you
do
doing?
that now if I don't have a lot to work with? Like, what can I do? What's the next couple of steps that I can take to make it to where I can buy a house by 40? 39, just turned 39, and that's all I want for my birthday is a house. I want a house. I'm just want my own of something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My answer to you is get yourself in position. So my thing is find out what not saying where your weak points is, but find out where you're most deficient in. Work on that. Play to where your strengths is. So say you already got the type turns, you already got the credit. Maybe down payment is your weakness.
Credit.
Credit.
That's the problem.
We'll talk afterwards, because one of the things I did when I became a real estate agent to separate myself from the next person is I learned how to help people with their credit to get them qualified for a home.
And he does it really well too.
Like,
Can I say something too, add in on that, I can vouch for that.
Yeah, he
He
really.
gave me some game on, how to get something
Appreciate it.
taken care of on the credit side, and I did it. He like, do this, I did it, and it worked.
I've never had any credit. Like, every time I get close to it, it just, I might get a phone or
Yeah.
a bill.
Yeah.
And it just, with being an entrepreneur, it was up and down, up and down, up and
Mhm.
down. But I'm coming into one of the best years ever. So, I
Yeah.
just,
And
Yeah.
even with you being an entrepreneur, mortgage lenders have programs for stuff like that too. So they understand that you might not have, like when you do your taxes, you might write off a lot of things and it might look like you only made $2,000 for the year because you're writing everything off. But they do have programs to help people in that situation, because that even happens with us.
Yeah.
If you're a full-time agent and you're writing off driving and eating and everything, once your tax returns come back, it's just kind of like, well, what did you do? But they do have programs to help people in that position.
So in your situation, we definitely can help with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, my biggest thing for you is just get you in position, so when the time comes and you feel comfortable or you look like you're ready, go off to the races, right? And one thing I want to skip over is like debt to income ratio. Like get familiar with these terms, because that's a real big thing. Because say for instance, in your case, if you make $100,000 a year, cool. But if you have credit cards, student loans not that bad, right?
No.
Student loan not that bad. But if let's say you have credit card to Wazoo, you got a car note for like a crazy APR for like, I don't know, 50%, like something crazy, right?
And buy the house before the car.
Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I
no.
just had to throw that out
Yeah,
there before I
please,
forget.
no, please,
Everybody
please.
think buy the car, then buy the house.
Yeah.
No, buy the house before you buy the car.
Ride that hoop into the very end.
Because the car people don't care if you have a house. The house people do.
Yeah. That increases your debt to income ratio.
Yeah.
So,
I never have a car I never had a car loan, none of that, ever.
Oh, that's good.
I bought all my cars cash.
okay, that's on top.
Everything I bought is cash, and I think that's kind of the problem. Like, I really don't be having a paper trail.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to say paper trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, but there's ways.
Other than my tax return.
There's ways. I'm about to say there's not ways around that, but we'll talk.
Can I on in there?
Mm-hmm.
When you're dealing with credit, you have to think about, first of all, your number, you know, where you are. From 3 to 5 is poor credit, very poor. From 5 to 6 is poor. See what I'm saying? 3 to 5 is considered very poor. But from 5 to 6 is just poor. A lot of people think if their credit jacked up, they're somewhere like 3 and 4. They're really like a couple points from being in the 600, which is fair.
Yeah.
A lot of people are getting houses and stuff at 640s, getting loans at 620s and stuff. They're not really 781, which is the beginning of excellent. They're just unfair. But I will tell you that there's this pie chart, and it's about, you know, what the how's your credit is excelling, right?
Yeah.
So it's like 40% of that number is your payment history on stuff, right? How much are you paying back? Your ability to pay overtime, are you falling victim to that? It's a and I'm gonna use the quotes. Grace period, right? That grace period is, they say it's due on the 20th, but you got to the 25th. No, sometimes. Sometimes they're reporting that it was due on the 20th. You just didn't get a fine, but it's going to those Equifax TransUnion and the other TransUnion and Experience, yeah. So then but then it's 40% of your number. But the next one is 21%, and it's the longevity of your accounts, right? And a lot of people think, and I toss it back over to you in a second. The idea is that people are like, oh, I'm trying to clean my credit up, so they start cutting up their credit cards.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
But here's the thing, you got this lovely relationship with this credit card for 20 years, and it shows a lovely relationship. You pay it when it was due, blah, blah, blah. But what happens is, it's old, so you cut it up or close it. No. You want to keep that old one in effect. If you want to close the one you just got. But that one here, you want to keep it open because it shows employers, and especially if you're trying to get a house, that your longevity over time is sexy.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So try to keep those open, right? And keep in mind, that's 21%.
Never had a credit card before.
Right, get you a credit card, yo.
Yeah.
I've tried, I get denied, so.
So for you, do you have anybody in your family who has good credit? You know, like grandparent, mother, father, uncle?
No.
Yeah, because an authorized user would be a
Yeah.
good
I have
deal.
nobody to turn to.
I would tell you, I got a technique.
I got a secure.
Don't put this on your video when I say it. No, because you can't. All right.
Okay.
So there's Discover. I'm telling you, my daughter just did this, right? Her credit, she didn't have any credit, right? So it's a secured card. It's a secured card. You're taking $500 and not putting it in the debit. You sending it to Discover. They then put that in there, right? And then you're using for the next 6 months that thing like a credit card. She only used it for gas and Netflix, right? Because she's using gas all the time. But it's against her $500. So when she didn't do like the $25 thing. Anytime she did it, she paid it off by the next month, right? 6 months later, I'm talking like at the end of like the other day, she showed me where they gave her money back and gave her $2,000 credit.
Yeah. That secure turns to unsecure real quick.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Contact.
Okay,
Something
so
else you can do is also, you can report rental payments. That's something else you can do. So that would also help you with your credit and will also pay rent.
Yeah, bills.
I pay rent in the salon. I have to pay that every month. That's a bill in itself for me. Every month is about $800.
Yeah, I think you can go to like Experian's website and you can actually like set up your account and they can just track it. Like this is what's coming out your account each month.
Yeah, I'm about to say in 2023 have so many different ways they can track consistent payment to someone or some entity and use that as a way to show that you have consistently been paying towards something.
And that program is free. They do it for free.
So
even like your light bills
Yep.
or your phone bill, internet.
bill, or even Netflix. I think they even have one where if you pay Netflix, they report that too. So I mean, once again, is my father always tell me ignorance is the biggest price we pay. right? Money is one thing, but not knowing enough is what always gets to the end. And once again, I didn't know that until someone told me, you know? So, just understanding that, like, once again, just knowing the rules of the game. So credit is yes, I spoke for a lot of us, but once again, once we understand how it works, it helps us out tremendously. And like I said, I tell all my clients all the time, like, you'll be surprised, there's always a grandmother or someone in your family that no one knows they got good credit. They ain't been with Visa since Visa been open, right?
Yeah.
They got $20,000 worth of credit or whatnot. They call it piggybacking, whatever you want to call it, but it's all the same thing. You just ask to be authorized using their credit, and their credit mirrors yours.
Yeah, I had somebody say they was
Wow,
gonna
that's
do that for me,
crazy.
but they tried to charge
So
me.
So
you
they
take-
actually
Yeah,
mirrors
I'm about
you,
to
so
say.
like somebody who's already messed up, credit messed up, you can put them on your credit card. and
To
they
help them.
authorize
Gives you some extra sauce. It gives
And
you
they just
some-
give them, just give them an extra couple points.
No, it's gonna mirror your.
So if I got a 700, you would have a 700.
Pretty much. But the only thing about it is that, so all depending on what car company is, Discover, American Express, they all got different cycles.
So it only mirrors for the card user, like the place that the,
No, yeah, right.
where you put it on the card, that's what mirrors.
That's what mirrors, yep.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
when you do it, a lot of people are like concerned, like, oh, so I don't want to put anybody on my card because they're going to use it.
Right.
The card comes to you,
Right.
so they can't use it unless you actually give it
Give
to
them
them.
access to it, right. So the conversation could be like, hey, grandma, listen, I'm trying to buy a house, I need your help. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to piggyback your credit. She'd be like, I don't want you messing my credit up.
The card won't even have to go to you; it'll go straight
Right.
to her.
Grandma, throw it away. I just need you to call Discover and put me on.
You
as
just
a-
need her credit history.
So boom, once I get the credit history, can I get a card? Like a
Yeah.
national card somewhere
You
else?
could.
You definitely can. And just use that as a launching pad to get you your credit where it needs to be.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, once again, like she said, a lot of people in our community don't have that person, right? There's a lot of services like websites that you can go on, you can pay to be authorized using someone else's credit too. Like when you get your credit to where it to be, you can be one of the person that people pay to have on as authorized user too.
True, yes.
You know what
They
I'm
have
saying?
trade lines.
Trade lines, exactly.
Trade lines.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's what trade lines is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
sell
yeah,
your
yeah.
credit to other people.
What?
Yeah, so yeah,
What?
and once again, people use terms like, I remember like, what the hell is a trade line? Like,
Yeah, I didn't know what trade lines was either. I just
Yeah.
thought it was just like, I don't even know for real.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't even know.
but yeah, I mean, once again,
Nobody ever explained it that simple like that though.
Yep,
Yeah.
just sell your
That's
credit.
what the trade lines basically is.
yeah. So,
What do you
that's
think
the
is the
question.
biggest key that us in the community are missing, like when it comes to purchasing a house?
Biggest. I'll let you go first.
Pretty much knowledge. Even me, before I became a real estate agent, I didn't know that much. I mean, my family owned homes, but they never really talked to me about like the progress or the process. I
Yeah.
just knew we had a house.
Yeah.
But going through my classes and everything I've learned throughout my journey, I just feel like we don't know enough, and we have to figure out a way to get that information out there. Cause like he said, like white people do it all the time. Like that's how they get rich, off of houses and insurance.
At dinner. And like tonight, it's three of y'all. Thank y'all about it coming out, but like not enough of us want to know. It's a mindset thing, and it's unfortunately a poverty mindset because grandma rented or like mom rented her life. Well, I like trying to own a house, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
So
it's
with
a change
them,
of mindset.
if their grandma died, then they get left the house. then that person get left the house. So now everybody has a house and they have somewhere to start off with. If somebody else, and maybe like the black community, they grandma died, everybody moving because she didn't own her house. So now we all got to start over. We got to like find new places to go. There's no stable ground, and you don't have anything to leverage. At least if you don't even want to be in a house, and she owned the house, you can sell the house, keep the money, and just start your own thing.
Right. I was gonna say the other one is that grandma did have a house, but you don't understand the value of the house. So someone came in and told you, "I'll give you $20,000 for that house."
Yeah.
You know the house is worth 120 plus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know the value of the house. You didn't sold it for 20,000. Then you came up, and the person who brought it from you
They
really
don't
came
come back
up.
and really sell it and
Oh,
rent it
yeah.
out and do it up.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the value of having land when you buy a house. Like if you can buy a house and it got a half acre with it,
Mm-hmm.
like,
So a lot of people know that the house has got value, but it's really the land that the house is on that had the value. I know people who just buy land, be buying it, so later on put the house on, because the value's in the land. And I don't know who said it, but someone said the best, like, the man who owns the most land, the man who wins. Because that's where the value's at, you know what I'm saying? Because even, I know people overseas, so what y'all don't know is like, a lot of people overseas are buying land over here, because they understand the value. So, give me these terms, appreciation. That's why real estate is the best investment you can make. I don't rock the stock market, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know nothing about the stock market. I ain't trying to rock the stock market because it fluctuates so much. But at least with land, appreciation is gonna be there regardless. You ain't gotta do nothing to it. But because there's a Target over here, there's a Starbucks over here, your land has increased in value just off that alone. You ain't gotta touch it, it's just dirt. But because you brought this piece of land right here, but it's in proximity of all these different amenities, and there's a college over here, it's gonna appreciate in value tremendously.
let me, okay, so would you say that land avoids those bubbles sometimes we get with real estate? You know, like, back in the 2008, that recession was real estate based.
Yeah.
And the value, then when the pandemic came, remember the values tanked and all
Oh,
that. Does land avoid that? Like,
I wanna tackle that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think, because in 2008,
That
that
was
was
something else.
more so mortgages.
Yeah, yeah. And the reason why I take because the value decreased because they were giving out loans to anybody.
Anybody could
Anybody.
go and get
If you work at McDonald's, you can have a $1 million home, which is so crazy, right? And because they profit off of that, so crazy, they were getting paid off the loans, but the person can't afford where they were living. So what happened? They were closing that home, and that's why the market was like how it was. So that was a different thing and whatnot.
so right now, would you agree that like the houses are, it's on steroids, the values, like kind of blew up past really what, I mean, like you got houses in like the hood,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's going for like 160.
Because of the pandemic,
Yeah.
there's such a shortage, and we were just talking about this earlier, with the interest rates, with them being really low, everybody bought their house, and nobody wants to sell their house anymore. So that makes it a shortage in houses, and so the prices
That's
go
what increases the
up,
value.
and everybody is real competitive right now. So that's kind of where it is.
And then on top of this, like a lot of people don't know, I was in an article, once again, hedge funds, these are people who have the real estate market on lock.
Right.
They're buying up so much of the land.
Yeah.
And what is happening is that a lot of us are becoming renters, we're getting boxed out. So if they control, once again, the concept of monopoly is real. If I own the most land, I can control the value of the land, you know what I'm saying? So if I own a good portion of this portion of town,
You can put it up
however you want to.
Yeah, nowadays rent out was 600, 1,200.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And a lot of people are coming from California, Texas, Nevada, just calling and buying places here in Cleveland, here in Akron,
Sight unseen.
in Toledo. They don't do inspections. They don't care about anything. 14-day close.
Yep.
So it makes it a little bit harder for like the average person to purchase.
And the great thing about Cleveland, Akron, the Midwest as a whole, that the valuation for our property hasn't inflated that much comparable to a New York or California or one of the coastal cities, because this is still a great place to invest. And that's so crazy because we live here, we only take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? But people are coming. I heard people from China are buying property up here. And like I said, they buy it sight unseen. And what happens is, one or two things happen. They sit on it, like y'all know where East Cleveland is?
Yeah.
Oh, so East Cleveland, right? East Cleveland is a perfect example. They literally, so what a lot of investors will do, will literally let the property depreciate. Let it depreciate, right? And what happens is, I don't want to get too deep into it, but they call it, oh my God. I'm about to get the term, but they had these investors come in, put all the money into this area, and they revamp it, right?
Gentrification.
Yes, I'm sorry. Why did I lose that term?
That's a long word. And
Yeah, but
I feel
once
like I'm
again,
never saying it right.
yeah, and that's what they're doing all over Cleveland now.
Yeah.
Where are they doing this at now?
East
Cleveland,
Cleveland.
105.
It's gonna
The
call.
farmers been gentrified?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna be
Really?
called Circle North.
Circle North, yeah.
Stop
What
it.
is?
Yeah, East
No
Cleveland.
more Athens.
Circle North?
Yep. So
And
what?
they got a whole thing of what it's supposed to look like.
Mhm.
It's supposed to look nice.
Same thing with Buckeye. Buckeye, Shaker Heights, they're buying back Cleveland,
Yep.
and they're expanding Shaker Heights. And once again, they allow it to get depleted, to look disgusted and busted, right? And they understand, once again, if we get to a certain price mark, they could buy more of it.
Right.
And once again, renovate it, and I like to say I don't get too deep into it, but they call it real estate cycles, right?
Yeah.
It happens all the time. Gentrification is another term for it, but they renovate it after certain generations, it gets depleted again. Same thing.
It happens in Atlanta every 5 seconds. I mean,
Yeah.
Atlanta got like so many different places that they're building up. Like you can cross the street and it's like the hood, but it's $1 million property above.
So with that being said, like for us, we have to get in where we fit in. You know what I'm saying? And the object is, even if you don't want to be a real estate investor, you still got to come with the mindset to be a real estate investor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like for me, if I'm only so, let's say I'm 25, right? Cool. I'm not married, but I know one day I want to be, or let's say I know I want to be able to invest in this real estate game because I know I want to pass it down to my kids, or I want to later have it for later on a venture I want to create, right? Start now. Because like I said, unlike the stock market, unlike other ventures, real estate you're going to come out on top. So take for instance, the house I got now. I bought the house in 2011. No major renovations at all. I got it for $74,000. Right now, after the last almost 10 years, it's valued at $122,000. I haven't done anything. When I go to sell it, I'm going to come out on top.
Right.
And mind you, I haven't done anything to it. All because Amazon built a place around the corner, the Starbucks down the street. It's giant to go over here. You know what I'm saying? But once again, and the statistics say people who own real estate are 44% more wealthy than people who rent because of equity, because of appreciation. And equity is a fancy word. So anytime you make a mortgage payment, right? It's like real estate is like having a small bank. Having a house is having a small bank. Every time you make a payment and you make a mortgage payment, you're doing two things. One, you'll create equity in that property. That 10 years from now, like my kids are 16, 13, and 12. My daughter's 16. When she wants to go to college, I can pull the equity out of my home to help pay for college if I wanted to.
Right.
Or if I want to go buy a new Ferrari, I can. Or put a down payment on the Ferrari. You know what I'm saying? If I want to go have a midlife crisis, whatever I want to do, right?
Sounds like a good plan.
You know what I'm saying? But I had that option now because I have equity that I have built in that home. So once again, paying that mortgage build equity. You can't do that with rent, right? You can't do that with rental payments. When you pay that rent, it's gone. You don't see it, right? Second thing, a lot of people don't know, when you have a mortgage payment, at the end of the year they give you a statement. The interest you pay on your mortgage is now a tax write-off. So every year I get a $2,000 credit that I can use. I get back from the government for my mortgage payment. You don't get that with rent, which once again adds to the fact that makes me not saying wealthier, but it adds to my wealth as a person for the person who rents. So that's why I say real estate is really the way to go. And my thing is this, whether you got a house in East Cleveland or a house out in Seven Hills, it's all the same game. You know what I'm saying? So.
Let me ask you one more question. Commercial real estate.
Mm-hmm.
What's the pros and cons right now of that?
So my opinion in commercial real estate, same thing with residential, right? It has its value, right? you just gotta make sure that where you decide to buy into, that you have a plan for it. Because just like they raise the rents or raise the prices for houses, the same thing for commercial real estate. So let's say you wanna buy like a bar, right? People don't take consideration, property tax is a monster. You know what I'm saying? So where I live in Euclid, my property tax has risen, I don't know, extra $1,500 per year for the last 3 years or whatnot. And if you don't take consideration, that can, you know what I'm saying? Let's say for instance your monthly payment is $2,000, right? If the property value increases, and let's say your profits aren't, or how much you're making is not increasing, same ordeal, you know what I'm saying? And just like they foreclose on a residential property, do the same thing commercial. They probably do even faster. So my thing is this: same rules apply with commercial estate. You gotta make sure it's going with the mindset of the investor mindset. You know what I'm saying? I hope that answers your question.
And it just depends on like what it's gonna be, because again, we talked about this yesterday in our meeting. A lot of people are losing their commercial real estate because of COVID. So everybody's at home.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to come in the office anymore. Do you really need an office? Everything is virtual.
Yeah.
So you got to think about that thing.
I will say this: mixed real estate. A lot of people will buy a storefront or in a storefront property, but up top have residential, so the residential payments cover the storefront.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's a win-win, because regardless if you not making enough profits in your store, the rental increase will take care of that. Or, and my thing is all about strategy, right? So take for instance, my co-host, her name is Nakia. She has a winery. She pays about, I don't know, $700 a month for her space that she has, right? On the day she's not there, she rents out that space to other people who want to use that space for a winery. So that covers her, you know what I'm saying, cover her payments. So you just gotta get smart with it. If you got a restaurant, people aren't coming in, create ghost restaurants. Or everybody think they're a chef, right? You know what I'm saying? This is all about anything. And just like in residential, Airbnb. You can't cover your mortgage payment, you lost your job or something like that, you just gotta come up with a strategy along the way. That's why I tell everybody, I tell my clients, like, if you're married, cool, I'm not gonna knock that, you know what I'm saying? But if you're not married, I always just buy a rental property first before you buy your dream home, right? Because your investment property is gonna pay for your dream home later on down the road. Like, don't go in with the mindset of white picket fence and the dog in the yard. That's over with. 2023.
Got the investment property first.
Buy that first.
And then get the dream home.
Exactly, because that will pay for it. Anything, if you want to travel, if you want to trip off, whatever you want to do, that rental property gonna pay for that. So just keep that in mind.
So you were talking about like appreciation. Now I would assume that every area does not appreciate. Is that right, or?
You want to take that?
I mean, not every area doesn't appreciate at the same
At
time.
the same time, right?
So just like he was just speaking about East Cleveland, nobody would have thought like East Cleveland would come up from where it was. Even though years ago East Cleveland was a beautiful city,
Right.
and has beautiful houses,
Mm-hmm.
but now like you have potholes deeper than the ocean.
Yeah.
But they're coming to get, like, in a few years, they got the whole plan. They're gonna come back and rebuild that up.
So 30 years, like that's like a long term. So like everything, I guess, everything like you said, you've been your place for like
10 years.
10 years plus. So you've experienced it appreciating at a faster rate as opposed to East Cleveland.
Yeah.
So like, what are the markers that you would suggest looking at in regards to, because like I think about like Sugar and Falls, like certain areas
Yeah.
whereby you know they're up and coming, they're building, you know that this area is going to appreciate no matter what.
That's a good question.
So what are the markers that you look for in regards to that?
I would say keep your eye on like council meetings if you can attend those. Yeah, the meetings that have to do with the city, like
Yeah.
city meetings, because they talk about that stuff, and more like most people don't attend it, but you can, and they'll tell you what's going on, what they plan to do. Like he said, his house appreciated over the last 10 years. What is that? It doubled.
Yeah,
Just about.
Almost.
I have a friend in Atlanta, and you know Atlanta is a fast-growing city. She bought her house in 2021 for $140, and now it could go for 90, almost 200,000.
How do you know your appreciation with, by just houses in the neighborhood, what they can sell
Yep.
for?
So I'll say this, and this is my crazy brain working. Look at the businesses around you. Are they putting new businesses or businesses leaving out? If business leaving out, that's telling you one or two things. Not enough people are coming, not enough people are moving in, which means they're not buying enough in the community, which means they gotta move, right? But if there you see a Target, you see a Walk, you see a Target, you see a Starbucks, you in good company. Starbucks does not go in a community that does less than, I think the statistic was 2 million or less as a community. So you see a Starbucks there, that's definitely someplace I want to invest in, right? If I see a Target, I definitely want to invest there. Because Target, they don't move in unless there's so many millions being generated in that community. So look at those markers right there. But if you see restaurants and businesses closing left and right, it's time to go. And I don't invest in that. Unless you know for a fact. So take for instance, East Cleveland is once again a perfect example. Why do you want to invest in East Cleveland? If I'm a person who looking at the long game, and that's once again with investments, you gotta look at the long game. If I know, let's say if I buy a property I find one in East Cleveland for 20,000, I ain't gonna do nothing to it, right? But I know that come later on down the road, it's gonna appreciate value because they got no mayor, they got all these things. It's making it right for someone to invest in. I'm gonna sit on that, but mind you, long game is that I'm gonna pay the property tax on it, which is probably in East Cleveland probably $5 a year. Just understand that over the next couple of years, I'm gonna be paying that property tax, but I know I'm gonna cash out because when Cleveland Clinic wants to buy this property, they're gonna pay 10 times what I paid for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So just keep that in mind. So, but if I'm a person that if I want to see
Without the updates?
what's that?
Without
Without the updates. Yeah. But if let's say, but you gotta understand your strategy. In my strategy, I wanna invest something in the next 5 years and appreciate. I know I'm gonna appreciate some. Go to other strategy. But if I'm looking for a big payout, but I know I'm gonna take time to do, I understand what comes along with that.
And that's kind of like another marker too, going off of what he said. So just know what you're able to do. So if you're able to wait on that 20 years, cool.
Put your goals,
If you
yeah.
don't,
Yeah.
then maybe that's not the market for you.
Right. Because like most real estate investors, they're looking at the long game. They're looking at, but us as everyday people, we probably know. And the average person buys a house 3 times in their lifetime. The average person, right? They buy the house when they first get married. They buy the house when they downsizing, and they buy their vacation home, supposedly, right? Or they move. But statistically saying, that's the average. How many houses a person buys, right? But once again, if you buy a house, whatever house you buy, you want to leave to have come out like any investment, have gotten more money than you actually put into it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the name of the game. If you lose all the money on your investment, I don't know about y'all, I'll be mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? So.
I was looking at land bank like a while ago in the East Cleveland area because it was looking at the demolitions and stuff like that. But like they have these things like attached to it where you have to like fix X amount of things. Like you have to. So it's like a whole process. You'll end up investing more into it. You can't just purchase it and then leave it.
So, land bank, you can buy foreclosed properties. It's a website called auction.com. They got properties up there for $25,000.
It's called what?
Auction.com. But just like anything else, there's always a trade-off, right?
Right.
So land bank, you said, POS. My friend's a contractor. He brought a house from the land bank. He brought it for $25,000, which is cool because he's a contractor. He's able to sign off on that he's going to repair those things right away. So they gave it to him right away, right? And what he did is he ciphered all pieces from other jobs to work on this property, right? But I think he put another 5 in, so we talking about $30,000 altogether. The house after he renovated is now worth $89,000, and that's in just the 6 months he worked on it, right? But mind you, it was depleted. But he knew how to cut corners. He knew what to do and all that good stuff, right? So in that situation, if you know a contractor, hey, listen, bro, I need you to sign off on this. We'll get it done. Blah, 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 this and another, which is an investment. That's a good investment. Same thing on auction.com. You buy, so bank on
Are
properties.
you saying auction.com?
Yep,
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, auction.com. But with bank on properties, the bank has to go in and look at the house, make sure the heat working, the electric working, and the water's running. They have to do that at least, right?
Right.
So that's one thing, but no, if you're buying this property for 25,000, just understand it's gonna have some things you're gonna have to work on. But with the bank on property, the bank just want their money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's called the Bird method, right? There's some other investors do also. Bird method: buy, renovate. What's the other R for? I'm sorry. Buy, renovate, rent, then repeat. That's the Bird method, right? So for this instance, we say we buying a house off the website, auction.com. 25,000 you pay for it, right? Cool. Let's say you put another 5,000 renovation in. You bought the paint, put the carpet down, blah blah blah. 30,000 in all. What you then do is that you gotta put someone to rent it out. And then what happens is that after you get it appraised. So let's say you put 30,000 in it, it appraises for 100,000.
Right.
Perfect. You then go to Chase Bank, and what the bank does, they give you 80% of what the valuation is. So 80% of 100,000 is what? 80,000. 80,000 is now in your pocket, so that you can then you get it. You now can take the 80,000 that you now have accumulated, because now, mind you, the person who you're renting out to now paying that loan that you got from the bank.
Right.
Cool. Now you take the 80,000, and you can start the whole process over again. You buy a whole other house if you want to, or whatever you want to do with it. But that's a lot of people. That's another method people get into real estate investing too. You know what I'm saying?
Buy, renovate. Something like that.
Yep. So that's an option too. But once again, everything has now.
Say, boom, what if your mom left you a house, right?
Mhm.
And you was broke. Your mom left you a house, but it's renovatable.
Mhm.
Could you still do the same method, or would you have to wait them 2 years to do your text messages?
So you.
To sell it or?
To do the
Oh, to rent it out.
yeah,
Oh.
the buy and renovate thing. Would you still have to wait them 2 years?
So with that case,
Taxes.
so all depends on what the condition of the house is. You're not gonna want to rent out to somebody that's all bad. You know what I'm saying? You
What
want
if it's
to-
already good?
If it's already good, rent it out, get it appraised, same ordeal. Shoot, to be honest, I
You
would.
ain't got the taxes. You just got this house. You broke.
So once again, the name of the game is collateral. The house is collateral.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where the value's at, right? So if the house, let's say your mom's house is appraised for 100,000, same ordeal. You know what I'm saying? Your job is a collateral in that sense. In this the scenario, the house.
The house is collateral. So they're
Exactly.
like, no, you got the house. Somebody in it, renting it. We gonna give you that anyway.
Exactly. So that's
Because at the end of the day, we made 20,000.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And now they got a tenant paying.
If you don't pay it, you made it free. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Just
That's
to go
crazy.
back, sorry,
Mhm.
you guys were talking about like interest rates or whatever and you didn't really say like based on credit score. Now, is it like if you have a 580, you have a certain interest rate? If you have 670, you have a certain interest rate? Or is
So-
it fixed?
No, I was about to say your credit plays a big part in that. So like what we said earlier, there's programs that can get you. We know CHN, they'll give you. I forgot how it goes with CHN, but I know 580 is the credit score. But just know that interest is going to be higher than someone who has a 670 credit score.
So that the interest is like average, so it can go up or it can go down based on your credit. So do you ever?
So when you said 7%, is that like what's the average credit score that you would have to be at for the 7%?
A six, like usually like a 620, because that's the start of a conventional loan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like different loans. So there's FHA, which is first time homeowners loan, right? Conventional loan is just Fannie Mac and Fannie Mae and all that good stuff. So all depending on what type of loan you get, that all fluctuates, right? Shoot, what's the other one?
VA,
VA. Anybody here a veteran? Oh man, if you was a veteran,
0% down payment.
0% down. Shoot. I almost went to the military just for that. I'm like, take me at 36? No, all right, no. But no, it's a great loan.
So like, which bank would you say give the best loan?
So I don't know if you do this, but this is what I do with my clients. So I tell my clients off top, let's talk to 3 different lenders at the same time. You do it all in the same day, so it's only one inquiry and credit report. But we're gonna look at which one gives you the best rate, which one has the best down payment assistance program. It's like choosing the best college for you.
Right. So what's your top 3?
For me, it all depends on your situation.
Yeah.
So-
yeah.
so-
Because you have different clients for different ones. So like for her, I wouldn't take her to the same one I would take you to, because she's an entrepreneur
Exactly.
and you work a regular job. So like that Chase
Oh,
might
it's all
not,
about the situation.
right,
Yeah.
Chase might not have a program to help her, but Huntington might.
Right.
We
So-
do.
Right,
We got all of that.
So
yeah,
that's what I'm
but
saying.
So,
just,
and I'm not just, not to get you off, I'm not
Yeah,
just
no.
because I work for Chase. That's not my job, is to sell products. But as far as, homes, I have a lady named Amanda, her whole job is to, everything he's talking about is to sit with you and then walk you through that process.
Mhm.
And then even, I have a lady named Laura Gibbons. Now, I'm a licensed business counselor too, but I don't do that for the firm. So as far as entrepreneurship and things like that, trying to get stuff together, on that side, I got somebody I can refer you to as well.
That's good.
Yeah, all the banks do stuff, but let me tell you, I'm just tell you this, we have this racial equity commitment. Racial equity commitment says there's
Yep.
money set to the side for you because you black.
Exactly.
There's 80 million for entrepreneurs, 40 million for people who doing affordable housing, but not the people that's doing the affordable housing or housing projects in gentrification. And then there's 40 million for people looking for homes. This is money set aside, but it's still, you still gotta have your tax return, you still gotta be
Yeah.
taxed, but it's set aside for the
For it,
initiative.
that's good.
Yeah.
so
And
it's
that's all
good
kind
for
of
you to
programs
shop,
too.
shop around, find which ones work for
And
you.
then how often does like your average realtor touch a USDA type loan, or has that information, or is that like a specialty?
Specialty. Yeah, cause I'm about to say, you did a USD loan?
No.
Yeah, I'm about to say, that's like, you gotta find out, and so this, if y'all take anything else from what we said tonight, have the right team in place.
Yes.
Have the right lender, have the right real estate agent, have the right people in place, because one of my biggest griefs or my biggest pet peeves when it comes to real estate, especially real estate agents, that they look at you like a commission check. They don't have your best interest in mind. They're like, I just know off top, I'm gonna get 3% of this person, bet, after that, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? They're not looking at the fact that you're a person, that this is what the house you buy or the property you buy is the biggest investment you probably ever make in your life. But they just taking it as like, that's commission right there. Have people who actually care about the decision you're making, and if they should be able to just look at you and say, yeah, it's a higher commission, but that's not gonna work for you. That's not gonna work for your situation. You know what I'm saying? Work with people who have your best interest at heart. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that off top, you know what I'm saying?
That's good.
Because people think, because it's white, it's all right. All right,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? And I get it, and even with us, I know agents who look at you like, oh yeah, 3% here, 3% there, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Well, I'm just saying, I could squeeze it out for a couple more minutes, but we were supposed to be done at 6:30. So I was
Yeah.
just trying to do a quarter till,
Oh, my bad.
in case y'all got any more questions. Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure we'll give you guys cards, you got any questions for it. And like I said, my thing is, even if you don't decide to go with me, that's cool. If you need any questions, just hit me up. Cause that's why I do it. I don't do it for, you know what I'm saying, for the money, because at the end of the day, the more of us who are buying real estate, the better for all of us.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they can't box us all out.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Cause we're buying equity in real estate. Yes, sir.
No, you could, I was waiting until you was finished.
Oh, no, I got you. No, you.
Okay, yeah, no, I appreciate y'all, and it's a pleasure to meet y'all. My name is Miles Williams. I'm a financial advisor,
Okay.
and I run my own practice. And I work with a lot of like real estate professionals,
Mhm.
and I'm just always looking to like expand my knowledge on real estate.
Mm.
So that's why I came here today. But I appreciate y'all. I was just gonna ask y'all, is there like any like advice y'all would give on individuals who are like just looking to like expand knowledge, like to maybe learn about things like these, or anywhere to go, videos to watch, etc. Or
YouTube is pretty good.
Yeah.
I know, but sometimes it's kind of like conflicting because everybody
Yeah.
talk about different
everybody
stuff.
doing it.
Yeah.
But like they have different workshops. I can't think of anything offhand.
Like consistent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm a podcast head.
Okay.
Earning Leisure, I love Earning
Earning
Leisure.
Leisure,
Yeah, that's a great outlet. And MG Morgan, like I said, I love him because he gonna give you every viewpoint there is, from investor viewpoint, from a new investor viewpoint, standpoint, perspective, and all that good stuff. To say consistently, shoot, we need a great son, for real, bro. Wow, that just shows me we need to
Yeah,
have
'cause
something.
I can't think of anything.
So,
Yeah.
No, I appreciate that. Do y'all do these often, or? do
No, this is the first
It's my
time.
first
Okay.
time.
I was just- okay.
Yeah.
Y'all coming back?
When we coming back?
I don't know.
Okay.
Never again.
Yeah, this, That was me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, that was definitely
Yeah,
Cellini.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sending me the invite as well. But yeah, I was in a little like vacant lot over here, and I was like,
Right.
it's going down and stuff. I didn't know. I thought it was a setup. I thought you were setting me up.
No.
This time. But you good people though. I appreciate that.
Anybody any questions?
No, I definitely need your card.
Yeah.
I just need your card. I think I got a lot of my questions
That's
answered today.
you know, cause we just met, and we just met, but that's what I do. You know, I run a reentry program,
Yeah, yes, sir.
and what I'm doing is, you know, with this, I'm trying to get information to the people from our world. You know, I'm trying to get that, like, I'm trying to, you know, get the information, like, this is a way out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Knowing this stuff, knowing how to, you know what I'm saying, taking that hustler's acumen that we be having, you know what I'm saying, and converting it over, that's like the mission.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir, yeah.
Like,
I appreciate that. I appreciate you taking, you know, initiative and getting it set up if you did, or just playing your part and stuff. So
Right.
I appreciate you reaching out to me as well. So.
Right, I do it we do it every month.
Okay.
We do something, but like every month, we switch the subjects.
Okay.
You know, like I said, we did credit, we did, you know, like just try to hit it, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, me and bro, we've been rocking for a minute now.
City call, I'm coming.
Y'all both from the Cleveland area?
I'm from Akron.
You from Akron?
We
I know
from
you said
Cleveland.
you from Euclid. Okay, y'all from Cleveland. Okay.
And shoot, I'm about to say, yeah, shoot, if y'all got,
Social media.
Social media, I'm about to say, y'all.
Yeah, that's probably easiest, cause I think my card's in the car.
Or take my number down if y'all
I'm
want.
gonna just give you my card. Let's put my Instagram on the back of that though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cause I can give you all my numbers, 216-450-4048. If you can text me,
Say it one more time.
I'm sorry, 216-450-4048. If you just text me, just send your name, cause my
404.
4048.
Okay.
If y'all text me, like, I'm recording right now, but I, you know what I'm saying, just say, hey, I was, you know what I'm saying, so-and-so at the, at Chase Bank, and I'll get back with you. Any information I can give you, cause like your social credit, I got ebooks, I got things that help you get there, you know what I'm saying, so.
How much that's gonna cost?
Free. I got you.
$3.99.
$3.99.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
he's
sir.
really good.
I like free help.
Yes, ma'am.
He was really good.